Captain Zara and Joku squinted at the holographic display floating above the lab bench. The microscopic creatures swirling in the Europan ice sample weren't behaving like any extremophiles she'd studied during her years aboard the International Space Station's xenobiology lab. "Ebo, you seeing this?" she called out, her Nigerian accent tinged with excitement and a hint of worry. Dr. Ebosiramhan Debo Yuang glided across the low-gravity chamber in a practiced motion. His eyes, augmented with retinal implants, zoomed in on the display. "Fascinating," he murmured. "They're rewriting their own genetic code in real time." What had started as a routine analysis of samples from Europa's subsurface ocean had quickly become the discovery of the century. But neither Zara nor Ebo realized they were about to venture into uncharted and dangerous territory. Within days, the microbes had developed complex organelles. Within weeks, they were forming multicellular structures that defied classification. The AI tasked with modeling their evolution was constantly recalibrating, unable to predict the creature's next adaptation. "It's like they're purposely evolving to survive in our lab environment," Zara mused, watching a cluster of cells form a rudimentary nervous system. Ebo nodded, his face illuminated by the soft blue glow of the containment field. "They're not just adapting, they're innovating. Look at this structure, it's channeling the electromagnetic waves from our equipment to power its own growth." As the creatures continued their relentless evolution, excitement aboard the station turned to unease. Earth's governments debated the risks of bringing the samples back to the planet. Meanwhile, Zara and Ebo worked tirelessly to understand the driving force behind this unprecedented rate of change. It was during one of their rare rest periods that the unthinkable happened. Zara woke to the sound of the station's klaxon, a sound she'd hoped never to hear outside of drills. She rushed to the lab, her heart pounding in the low gravity. The sight that greeted her froze her in place. The containment field flickered weakly, its energy drained. Inside, a creature the size of her fist pulsed with bioluminescent patterns. Its surface rippled, forming and reforming pseudolimbs as it explored its environment. But what truly chilled Zara was its eye, singular, compound, and swiveling to focus on her with unmistakable awareness. In that moment, she realized they were no longer dealing with microbes or even simple multicellular organisms. This was something entirely new. As the eye blinked, the creature's skin began to shimmer, taking on the reflective properties of the metal wall behind it. Zara's comm unit crackled to life with Ebo's panicked voice. "Zara, are you seeing this? It's not just evolving anymore. It's learning." The creature pulsed once more, and the failing containment field sputtered out completely. In the microgravity, it began to float towards the lab's airlock, its body already adapting to the vacuum of space beyond. Zara realized with growing horror that their discovery was no longer confined to the lab. The Europan Entropy was free, and the solar system would never be the same.